All right, welcome everybody. It's Will Taylor, or for tonight, it's DJ Will coming to you live from my Airstream trailer somewhere deep in South Austin, Texas, bringing you music that I love. You know, we're all in this together, and what a great opportunity and time to explore some new sounds. And so I hope that tonight you are inspired to go out and explore some of this music that I'm going to share with you tonight. And if you look in the description of the live video, which is on YouTube and Facebook, wherever you're looking at it, there's a link to the playlist that I'll be playing music from tonight. This particular episode of DJ Will is called Covers versus Originals. We're going to play a version of the original and then the original. And if any of you would like to come on this broadcast and join the conversation with me, the link is there below as well. The link to come on this Zoom call and have a conversation about some of this music. I'm going to play in the background some music that I love. And it's an artist named Keith Jarrett. When musicians are on the road, they usually bring along a specific playlist that they like to play on those late night hours on the road. And this is one of the artists that bandmates and I would listen to on those long drives at 2 a.m. Keith Jarrett playing a folk melody. Now, I have the heart of a jazz musician. I may not play standard jazz all the time, but one of the things that I've been really getting into in the last 15 to 20 years is artists like Bill Frisell, Pat Metheny, Keith Jarrett, Herbie Hancock, that are extending the language of what jazz means. And one of the things that I've been revisiting just recently is I love people like Bill Frisell, the guitarist Bill Frisell, who can take the simple blues form or a simple folk melody and distill it down with his own language and bring a new shining, sort of a new vision of what that music sounds like through his heart and through his mind. So I've been working on some of my own music with that in mind. Just it's kind of like going back to the basics, going back to the beauty of melody and seeing what I could bring to a beautiful melody. And I think Keith Jarrett does a great job in this music right here in the background, if you can hear it. And that there's so much that one can do with a melody. And it seems to me that melody is one of the most mysterious things in the musical universe. You can say a lot about rhythm. You can say a lot about harmony and talk about it all night. But when it comes to writing a melody that can exist on its own, without the harmony, without the rhythm, although I guess rhythm is an integral part of a melody, but there's something about a raw melody, that single line, that can take you on a journey and tell a story all on its own. Just one instrument. And this is something I've been studying and learning about, listening to other musicians. And if you think about that melody, Danny Boy, that has been around for at least a couple centuries, and has survived all this time. It hasn't been because of the harmony. It's been because of what that melody communicates by itself alone. So let's listen a little bit to the jazz version of Danny Boy with Keith Jarrett. And I'd love to hear your comments below. I'd love for any of you to jump on the call with me on Zoom and share this broadcast. You could do me a huge favor and join our email list so I can send you a newsletter when we're playing live and when we're doing events and releasing new music. I'm working on a new album right now. I'm working on a new album with Karen Mall. And let's have a conversation tonight. I'm going to pull up the comments here on my iPhone. That's Keith Jarrett playing Danny Boy from a live concert. Keith really became known for all this recorded work being done live. How's it sound out there, everybody? Hi, Jan Squires. Hi, Patty Thompson. We're going to play covers versus originals tonight. And if you want to listen to this playlist on your own, I've got it in the description below. And let's see, while we're pulling up some Ralph Towner to be in the background, I'm going to pull up the playlist and pick out a song and maybe tell a little story about it. I think I was going to play Woodstock by Joni Mitchell and the strings attached version of Woodstock featuring Karen Mall on lead vocals. This is a song I think is very appropriate, and I think it's so interesting that we're returning to a lot of the themes that were coming up in the 60s, and here we are again. You know, the Neil Young song, Mother Nature on the Run. Remember that lyric? And Woodstock is, we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. And this song was written because Joni Mitchell couldn't attend Woodstock. She decided to go to a taping with, what was his name, in New York City, and she missed Woodstock, and they couldn't get her in. So she wrote a song imagining what it would be like to attend Woodstock and walk in with all her brothers and sisters coming together in peace. And by the way, there's a great Woodstock documentary on Netflix. I highly recommend it. So for those of you that are listening, Laura, how you doing? What would you like to hear first, the original or the strings attached version? We're going to play these two. And this version was recorded in my living room. When Strings Attached was started back in the 1999 with Sarah Hickman, we did most of our recordings and shows at St. David's Church downtown. Beautiful church, beautiful acoustics, just a beautiful room right in the heart of downtown. And then about 10 years later, we started moving most of our concerts to smaller house concerts. And on my lawn, we would do a series called Strings on Grass. And this was recorded live in our living room with a small audience. Woodstock with Jason McKenzie on the tabla, from Atash, who was on the cello, John Dexter, Stephen Zirkle on the trumpet, Karen Mall on vocals, and I'm playing acoustic guitar. So I see there's a few of you on Strings Attached, 5 of you there. There's nobody watching on my personal page. So I'm going to go over to the Strings Attached while we listen a little bit here to Ralph Towner. I'm going to be queuing up Woodstock. What would you like to hear, Maggie Reyes? So if you want to make comments and converse with me, go over to the Strings Attached page on Facebook. That's where I'm going to look at the comments, because that's where most of the people are right now. And if you're watching on Karen's page, I'm sorry, Karen. I accidentally put this on Karen's page. Hope she doesn't mind that. Yes. If you're watching on Karen's page, you probably know I'm Karen's partner. So, Woodstock, we got to get back to the garden. The song that Joni Mitchell wrote, imagining that she was going to Woodstock and what it would have been like. So, okay, we got some comments here. He says, Chris says, I sound like the guy from the Hearts of Space. Yeah, working on my radio voice, DJ Will. We've got Carol Long says, love your shows. Please keep them coming. So if you're on the Strings Attached page, what would you like to hear first? For those of you listening at Strings Attached. How do you like my glasses? Would you like to hear the Strings Attached version of Woodstock or Joni Mitchell's Woodstock? And is there any of you out there who would like to come on the Zoom broadcast with me? Let me know where you're watching this from, what part of the country, and what are you doing tonight. So that's the end of Ralph Towner's song. So I'm going to pull up. There's a little Steely Dan. I'm going to pull that down, and I'm going to pull up Woodstock. Since nobody's saying anything, somebody make a comment. I'm going to start with the Joni Mitchell version just to kind of set the scene. How does that sound? Here we go. Joni Mitchell's. Oh, Tracy's on there. How's it going, Tracy? Okay, well, we're going to do this one, Joni Mitchell first, and then Strings Attached. So you can kind of hear, what I go for when I do an arrangement, when I want to take a song into a different universe and do it in our way, but still pay tribute to the original. That's what's great about music. Like, what other fields can you take the original and redo it? What other fields of art can you do that? Can you do that in architecture? I guess you could. It's not really, you can't really do that with books or poetry. That's considered plagiarism. But in music, you can take an original, and in the copyright law, they allow you to do a cover. So here's Joni Mitchell's Woodstock. She's playing a Fender Rhodes piano. So cool.
I came upon a child of God. He was walking along the road, and I asked him, where are you going? And this he told me. I'm going on down to Yasgur's farm. I'm gonna join in a rock and roll band. I'm gonna camp out on the land. I'm gonna try and get my soul free. We are stardust. We are golden, and we got to get ourselves back to the Then can I walk beside you? I have come here to lose the smog, and I feel to be a cog in something turning. Well, maybe it is just the time of year, or maybe it's the time of man. I don't know who I am, but life is for learning. We are stardust. We are golden, and we got to get ourselves back to the By the time we got to Woodstock, we were 500,000 strong, and
Joni Mitchell, playing the original Woodstock that she wrote for her imaginary visit to Woodstock after she couldn't go. She had a TV show to do in New York City, so she wrote that in her imagination. What a great job on the Fender piano, Fender Rhodes there. Thanks for joining. This is my experimental DJ Will night, hoping to introduce people to music that I love, to go down that rabbit hole that all of us who love music fill our lives, never exhausting that rabbit hole, and how different it has become now with the digital world than what it was like when I was a kid. And I was thinking about this the other day and how special records were. When I was a kid, I would go buy even CDs, but when you bought a record, you had to pay that money and you really listened to it. Either you drove around in your car and you just listened to it over and over, and so that you could really get to know deeply and have a relationship with the music. And even with that experience growing up, I don't find that I do that as much anymore, because up until this situation we're in, I've been so busy. I didn't find myself going deep with music like I used to with Pat Metheny and John Scofield and Lyle Mays and all these other artists. So my goal with this is, while we're in this grand pause, is for everybody to, through this broadcast I'm doing, is to maybe be re-inspired to pick up some new music that you've never heard before and really develop that relationship with it, where you listen to it more than once. You listen to it over and over again. You begin to hear things that you didn't hear before. I'm inviting a bunch of friends to come on board tonight. If you'd like to be in the conversation, there's a link below. You can come on the Zoom and talk with me. If you want to make a comment, go to the Strings Attached page, facebook.com/strings attached. Good to see you, David. Good to see you, Lori Turner. And I'm working on my radio voice. I got some glasses. What do you guys think of the glasses? Karen says she's not really a big fan of them because she can't see my eyes. But I thought it would be kind of making up a new personality. Daryl Hogue, thanks for watching. Daryl, I think, is a former DJ, right? We're going to play the version that Strings Attached did of Woodstock. And if you just joined us, the theme for tonight is covers versus originals. So I'm mainly playing covers that Strings Attached has done right next to the originals. So here's the cover with Karen Mall singing Woodstock. This is done in our living room in 2010. 10 years ago, we recorded this. And so we just heard the very bare, naked version, just the Fender Rhodes piano and Joni Mitchell, which is like a lot of that early Joni Mitchell music was just her making all that music. So I took that basic form and made an arrangement and tried to make something new with it. And so I added cello, trumpet, tabla, and I was playing nylon string guitar on this. And I think we created a kind of a really cool new universe. Now, at the beginning of this, I won't give it all away, but at the beginning of this, you're going to hear some backwards vocal singing, and it's the words billion-year-old carbon reversed. And I reversed it on the computer, but the entire performance is live, no overdubs, and I think Karen Mall knocks this one out of the park. So here's Woodstock. Oh, here's Woodstock, Karen Mall, and Strings Attached, and that's, if you can get past this weird beginning, it actually comes in. And if you guys need anything else different in the mix, let me know. If you need more signal or anything, just make a comment on the Strings Attached page. That's where I'm looking at the comments on Facebook.
Came upon a child of God. He was walking along.
years far. I'm gonna join in a rock and roll band. I'm gonna camp out on the land. I'm gonna try to get my soul free. We are stardust. We are golden. And we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Then can I walk beside you? I have come here to lose the smog, and I feel to be a cog yet, something turning. Or maybe it's just the time of year, or maybe it's a time of man. I don't know who I am, but you know that life is for learning. We are stardust. We are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. By the time we got to Woodstock, we were 500,000 strong, and everywhere there was song and celebration. And I dreamed I saw the bombers riding shotgun in the sky. They were turning into butterflies above our nation. We are stardust, billion-year-old carbon. We are golden. We're caught in the devil's bargain, and we've got to get ourselves back to the back to the garden. Gotta get back to the garden. Billion-year-old carbon.
All right, that was the arrangement that I did for the band in 2010, Karen Mall on lead vocals, and that is in the playlist. If you look in the description, wherever you're watching this, click on the description. It'll say stories and conversation from this playlist. So I'm going to just put it out there right now if anybody wants to make a request. I already have one planned, but look at that list, save it, share it, listen to it. Start a watch party tonight with this. If you're enjoying this sort of DJ Will format, me talking about the songs and the stories, and just I'm still looking for somebody to get the courage up to come on Zoom with me and chat about music. Maybe there's another musician out there or music lover. You don't have to be a musician. So there's comments in many different places, and I'm mainly checking the Strings Attached Facebook page. So if you want to communicate with me in comments there, and I'll try to get to everybody else's later on tonight. I really recommend listening to this with headphones so you can really hear the stereo mix, because I've got it set up just where it's really high quality going out through Zoom. And tonight we're playing covers versus originals. So Strings Attached covers versus originals. I'm open to hearing ideas for other covers to play if you want to share that with me. And the next one I've got up is an arrangement of Girl that I did for our Rubber Soul album. We just did Rubber Soul, some songs from Rubber Soul live last week on our live show that we do every Monday at 1 p.m. for Europe and Tuesdays 7:30 for Central America and North America. And that's live.stringsattached.org. The way that you can help out right now is just join our email list if you're not already on it. And that's at stringsattached.net. If you're a new person, I see a lot of new people here that I don't recognize, maybe even listening overseas right now. If you're really enjoying this and the content that we're bringing to you, the biggest thing you can do is jump on the email list right now, stringsattached.net. That is the biggest favor. You don't need to donate anything. Just get on the email list. So I'm going to play Girl next, and this was inspired by a soundtrack for the movie Across the Universe, and I stole a little bit of the arrangement idea from that, and I also decided to integrate a classical piece of music at the end of this piece, because it's known that the Beatles were very influenced by classical music. Beethoven, they sang in the choir. They were choir boys. They sang excellent harmonies. So to kind of pay tribute to that influence, I grafted on a piano piece, a Chopin prelude, and it just sort of appears at some point in this arrangement. And the beginning, we stretch out the harmony and the melody. So I hope you enjoy this. It's a very different instrumentation. It's a mandolin, violin, cello, upright bass, vocal harmonies, and guitar. We recorded this live at Mark Cravata's studio in South Austin in 2009. It was performed before a live audience. Most of these recordings of Strings Attached are live before an audience. So this is on our album, the Dark Strings, the early days of Strings Attached. Everything, again, is in the playlist in the description. So I encourage all of you, one of my reasons for doing this, and I might even be doing this nightly, because if enough people will love this, is to introduce you to new music to explore, and explore music like we did when we were kids, when it wasn't abundantly available. And we went out and bought an album, and we felt it, and we put it in we just listened to it over and over again, because we couldn't get an unlimited amount of music at our fingertips at any time we wanted to, right? So it was special to have that one album to really enjoy. So what if we were to pretend that was like that now? So if you hear something that moves you, that changes your state of mind, that changes your state of being, those vibrations coming across the airwaves here, I'm just going to say airwaves, then come on board with me every night. Let me know there's something you like to hear, and listen to that playlist and explore these artists more. So here's Girl. And we're going to start. I know that Tracy likes to hear this, hear the Strings Attached version first, but I think it's kind of cool to just play the original Beatles version, and you'll hear how different the two versions are. And I'm going to try to play these back to back. So thanks for joining me tonight. And David, it's great to have you here. David, I'd love to have you on. You're such a consummate musician and drummer and know all this. And I'm hoping that the sound is good out there, but you can make comments, Strings Attached Facebook page. That's where I'm reading the comments. All right, so here's Girl by the Beatles, followed by Girl by Strings Attached.
Is there anybody going to listen to my story? All about the girl who came to stay. She's the kind of girl you want so much it makes you sorry. Still you don't regret a single day. Ah, girl, girl, girl. When I think of all the times I've tried so hard to leave her, she will turn to me and start to cry. And she promises the earth to me, and I believe her. After all this time, I don't know why. Ah, girl, girl, girl. She's the kind of girl who puts you down when friends are there. You feel a fool. When you say she's looking good, she acts as if it's understood. She's cool. Ooh, 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 girl, girl, girl. Was she told when she was young that pain would lead to pleasure? Did she understand it when they said that a man must break his back to earn his day of leisure? Will she still believe it when he's dead? Ah, girl, girl, girl.
She's the kind of girl who puts you down. When friends are there, you feel a fool. When you say she's looking good, she acts as if it's understood. She's cruel, 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 cruel girl. Was she taught when she was young that pain would lead to pleasure? Did she understand it when they said that a man must break his back to earn his day of leisure? Will she still believe it when he's dead? A girl.
All right, welcome to DJ Will in the late evening. This is live from Austin, Texas, my Argosy trailer. We're playing covers versus the originals. That was Girl, performed by Will Taylor and Strings Attached, with lead vocals by Karen Mall. Let's see if I can remember everybody on that. We did that 10 years ago in a small studio in South Austin, just up the street from where Flipnotics used to be. It was such a special time. We did that in front of a small studio audience, 2009 actually. It was Doug Marcis on the percussion, playing the brushes. Steve Zirkle helped engineer it, play trumpet. Sean Sanders on the cello, and Karen played mandolin. In vocals, I played violin. Chris Afralabaugh on the upright bass. And the idea with Strings Attached from the beginning was to take singer-songwriter music and recreate it with strings and really inventive arrangements. And then we started moving into doing classic albums and recreating them in our own way. So this was called Acoustic Rubber Soul. That's what the album is from. And bringing in, classical music and arrangements and jazz improvisation and funky rhythms and just anything that can take the music and the original cover into a new place. When people hear it, a lot of times they go, I never heard those lyrics before like that. And I like this version better than the original. Or I'm not a fan of Zeppelin, but I like the way you guys do Led Zeppelin. So this is part of the Strings Attached journey. I'm glad you're joining us tonight. I'm doing a watch party, and it's just amazing. I can just invite so many people over. Jason, Trent Minter, great guitar player. It's late at night. Tracy Schultz, Don McLeese, I believe a writer from the Chronicle a long time ago. It's really neat to see who's up. Steve Pultz, I'm inviting him. Gretchen Barber. And Facebook's not stopping me and letting me sort of gently, should I call it spam? I don't think it's spam until Somebody says it's irritated, I guess. But we're going to play. I had Tracy, my good friend up in Pflugerville, says anything by the Beatles. So again, the playlist that I'm playing from, which is called Strings Attached Covers versus Originals, is in the description of this live video that you're watching. And if you want to make a request from that and hear the stories behind these songs, what I know about them from the original point of view and what I know about them from our version that we've recorded live. If you'd like to share this, make a watch party. This is a new thing I'm trying every night. I'm really having fun with it. This is a lot of fun. And it's more fun the more people are responding. Chris Cato, my car mechanic down the street, I'm inviting him. I'm inviting Radislav. This is a great musician who's played with Jimmy LaFave over the years. So it's kind of neat seeing who's online. I'm going to invite James Polk, Austin jazz legend, godfather of Austin jazz right there. I'm going to invite him over to here. And if you want to join the show, if you would like to talk to me, hey, Billy Schmidt, on Zoom, I have an open line to Zoom. That's in the description. Just click the link and come on board and we'll talk about these tunes. So right now I'm going to play. I'm getting excited. My voice starts going up when I get excited. Let me get back down into the DJ land. What do you guys like? You like that? Somebody said I sounded like the guy from Hearts of Space. There's the acclaimed folk singer, Nancy Scott, I'm going to invite. And so we're going to play music from the White Album. In 2006, 14 years ago, we performed and presented the White Album with the help of Tucker Livingston, who did an amazing job lining up artists like Gary Clark Jr., Bob Livingston. And on this one, we have Libby Kirkpatrick. So we're going to hear the original Julia, followed by my arrangement of Julia. And guys, let's make this more interactive. Do you like me to talk about it before or talk about it afterwards? So I'm just going to play it now. But if you, for the next, after these two songs play, let me know, do you like me to talk about it before or after? Because sometimes people like to know, and that it kind of informs their listening experience, whereas other people don't. They want to have it just unfold organically for themselves. If you want to come on the broadcast, there's a link there for the Zoom. Just come on board. Let me see if anybody's on board here. Nope, nobody has come on the Zoom. All right, this is covers versus originals. Kind of a funny play there. It's not really a competition per se. It's more like celebrating these originals that have survived so long. I love this song, Julia, even though the melody is kind of one note-ish, like one note being repeated. I love the harmony. And the guitar playing. Well, see, here I am. I'm talking about it already. I'm just going to put it out there and see what you guys think. This is Julia by the Beatles, followed by Julia, done live 14 years ago at University Baptist Church in Austin, Texas, with strings attached.
What I say is meaningless, but I say it just to reach you, Julia. Ocean child calls me, so I sing the song of love, Julia. Seashell eyes, windy smile calls me, so I sing the song of love, Julia. Her hair of floating sky is shimmering, glimmering in the sun. Julia, Julia, morning moon, touch me, So I sing a song of love, Julia. When I cannot sing my heart, I can only speak my mind, Julia. Julia. Sleeping sand, silent cloud, touch me. So I sing a song of love, Julia. Calls me, so I sing a song of love for Julia, Julia, Julia.
Live from White Album Show 2006, featuring Libby Kirkpatrick.
Half of what I say is meaningless, but I say it just to reach you, Julia. Julia, ocean child calls me, so I sing a song of love. Julia, Julia, seashell eyes, windy smile calls me, so I sing a song of love. Julia, hair of floating skies shimmering, glimmering in the sun. Julia, Julia, morning touch me, so I sing a song of love. And I cannot see my heart, I can only speak my mind, Julia, Julia, sleeping sand, silent cloud.
All right, welcome to Strings Attached Originals versus Covers show that I'm doing here tonight. Thanks for joining me. I'm Will Taylor. I'm going to let the music play in the background, but that is not the kind of cut I want. I'm just going to let it play. Hope everybody's having a great time. I want to invite everyone to remember back when you first fell in love with the music that you love. What was the environment like? It might have been very similar to tonight, when you don't have a lot of distraction, when there's not a lot of outside things in your external environment, where you can really go deep with the emotions and the feelings and the sounds, and somehow it really touched your heart. I think that I speak for myself in that we don't listen to music a lot these days. I mean, it's really kind of in the background, sort of providing a soundtrack to whatever we're doing. But I remember when I was a kid learning to play viola, and I would sit down with my teacher in his living room, and we would just sit there and listen to old recordings from the 20s. And that's all we would do. We would just focus on that. And we would say, oh my God, that's unbelievable. It's so beautiful. So I invite you to revisit tonight with me. If you want to come on this journey, I'm going to probably do this for a little longer because I'm enjoying it so much. Just listening to music and making it be the main focus of what's going on. Maybe this will take you off into dreamland, and we have an open conversation. I can read your comments on the Strings Attached Facebook page. Also, if you came into my watch party, Jean Fuller, the organist from St. David's, I don't know if she's still there. She was around when we started up at St. David's about 2 decades ago doing these shows. So I'm talking about the covers and the originals and the stories attached with a lot of these recordings, and I'd love to hear from you. The playlist is in the description. You can join me on the Zoom call if you'd like and be a part of this experience tonight, just talking about the music and sharing the passion for going deep with these songs beyond just being in the background for some activity. You know, music is enough, right? Music is enough to take us into a different place where we can be in the flow. The opportunity is there. I'm inviting other people to come on the broadcast here that I know. Steve Bernal, great cellist and bass player. Maybe he'll come over and talk to me. So I was thinking about playing something a little more upbeat. I've been playing kind of low, relaxed songs. How about Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite? How does that sound? And we recorded this in 2006, I think. So if there's still people there, could you let me know? We're whittling down to just a few people. So this will probably be the last 2 cover versus original that I'll play, and I'm going to head out unless more people come on board and want to talk and we get some more interaction going here. That's Sarah Hickman singing in the background. And I'm not seeing many comments. A lot of people are coming on to listen. Thank you for listening. Thanks for joining the broadcast. If you want to share this, like it, whatever, that would help me know you're there on the Strings Attached page. Tracy, are you still there? It says there's 3 people listening. Is there a helicopter flying over? Yeah. Very loud helicopter flying over there. All right, here's the original, followed by the cover of Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite.
For the benefit of Mr. Kite, there will be a show tonight on trampoline.
Let's have fun. Come on, get up and dance.
The Hendersons will all be there. Late of Pablo Frank is there. What a scene! Over men and horses, hoops and real fire. In this way, Mr. K will challenge the world. The celebrated Mr. K performs his feat on Saturday at Bishopsgate. The Hendersons will dance and sing as Mr. Kite flies through the ring. Don't be late. The Letters K and H assure the public their production will be second to none. And of course, Henry the Horse dances the waltz. When Mr. K performs his tricks without a sound, and Mr. H will demonstrate 10 somersets he'll undertake on solid ground. Being been some days in preparation, a splendid time is guaranteed for all. And tonight Mr. Kite is topping the bill.
Now for something completely different. Very different arrangement of Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite, featuring William Walden on the vocals.
For the benefit of Mr. Kite, there will be a show tonight on Trampoline. The Hendersons will all be there, later Pablo Fanky's fair, oh what a scene.
Sorry, my bad. Start from the top again.
For the benefit of Mr. Kite, there will be a show tonight on Trampoline. The Hendersons will all be there, later Pablo Fanky's fair, oh what a scene. Over man and horse and hoops and garters, and lastly through a hogshead of real fire. In this way Mr. K will challenge the world. The celebrated Mr. K performs his feat on Saturday at Bishop's Gates. Well, the Hendersons will dance and sing as Mr. Kite flies through the ring. Well, don't be late. As soon as K and H assure the public that their production will be second to none. And of course, Henry the Horse dances the waltz. Begins at 10 to 6 when Mr. Kite performs his tricks without a sound. Well, Mr. K will demonstrate 10 somersets he'll undertake on solid ground. We've spent some time in preparation, a splendid time is guaranteed for all. And tonight, Mr. Kite is topping the bill.
Get ready. Something's gonna happen, maybe? This is why we call it an arrangement.
Oh, Mr. Kite on guitar.
Take it. Sing it, everybody.
He's so
Are we still live? I can't tell if we're still live. That was William Walden on Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite, arrangement by myself for strings attached with a bunch of amazing players. Thanks for listening to tonight's edition of Covers versus Originals. I think we're still live. Was live. Looks like everything's shut down. Thanks for watching. This is all archived on YouTube. If you want to get a notification about when we do these, join our email list at stringsattachedmusic.net. Our next show is Monday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, Tuesday, 7:30 Central Standard Time. That's when we play live. This little radio DJ thing I do maybe every other night. The best way you can help support what we do is just join our email list, become a part of our musical family. Thanks for listening to the music tonight, and the playlist that I was taking the songs off of is in the description. So please listen to the music, become a fan. If something moved you tonight, make a comment below, share this music, and remember that if you have the time, go back to the way it was we used to listen to music, which was not always, but one of the ways that we really absorbed music was to really develop a relationship with it and put everything else asleep and just focus on the music. And I'm sure it will reward you in so many ways that it'll be well worth the time spent. See you guys again. Hopefully tomorrow night I'll be up doing this again. I'd love to hear your feedback. What other things would you like to hear? Looks like we're still on. Let's see if there's any comments. I might make this a podcast. So Facebook will mute out all of the music. So if you're interested in revisiting the show, youtube.com/jazzviolawill/live. Let me look at that. Is the where I'll have it archived. Looks like I'm still live on YouTube. for tens of people. Comments are turned off. I'm gonna have to fix that. Anyway, thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for joining me. This is so much fun. I love sharing my passion and love for these artists, and hope that it's ignited something in you that you will take to others, and you will pass the flame and light the flame of love of the great many styles and ways that we can express ourselves through vibrating air, human beings vibrating air. It's a lifelong love, lifelong circuit that we're all a part of. Have a great night. I'm going to go ahead and play this Hajira out all the way with Libby Kirkpatrick.
Well, I looked at the granite markers, those tribute to finality, to eternity, and I looked at myself here, chicken scratching for my immortality. In the church, they light the candles, and the wax pours down like tears. There's a hope and a hopelessness I've witnessed these 30 years. We're only particles of change, I know, orbiting around the sun. But how can I have that point of view when I'm always bound and tied to someone? White flags of winter chimneys wave truce against the moon in the mirrors of a modern bank from my window in a hotel room. I'm traveling in some legal. I'm sitting in some cafe, a defective from the petty wars till love sucks me back that way.